Hi everybody, I'm Tim from troutandfeather.com, and in case you're wondering what's up with all these packages and why do I have waders strung over my shoulders, it's really simple. It's because of all of you. It's time for the results of my Project Healing Waters Collection 2019. Stay tuned. I had to take those waders off my shoulders. They were getting just a little heavy. Well, let me tell you a little bit about how this collection came to be. My wife Heather works for the VA. I love fly fishing, and as we were thinking about some organizations to give back to, Project Healing Waters just was that natural fit. Project Healing Waters is dedicated to helping disabled veterans through the therapeutic nature of fly fishing, fly tying, and rod building. They just have this incredible support network, not only in the United States, but it's also going on in some other countries too. And they get these disabled veterans, they put them into those situations, and just magic seems to happen. My wife and I have volunteered. We've met so many just incredible people along the way. And for those of you that have volunteered for Project Healing Waters, thank you so much. More importantly, for those of you that are veterans, thank you so much for your sacrifice. Now, whenever we realized that we could, help by volunteering our time, giving some contributions, I also thought, hey, maybe it'd be really nice if I could put out a little YouTube video to do one thing, and that's to create awareness for Project Healing Waters. I put out that first video, and I also opened a post office box and just said, hey, if you have anything that you'd like to send to the Pittsburgh chapter, send it to this post office box, and I'll pass it along. And you have just responded just incredibly over the years. In 2019, it's another great year. You can't see all these packages, and I'm going to share a number of them here in just a moment, but thank you so much for those of you who emailed me, who called me, those of you who texted, those of you who left comments on the video, basically to say that you found out there's a local Project Healing Waters chapter in your area, you sent stuff our way, you gave stuff to another chapter, and you're more aware about it. That's always been our number one goal. And right now, just if you don't know too much about it, pause this video. Go down to the description and click on projecthealingwaters.org to learn more and to find out if there's a way that you could give back in your area. Well, what I want to do in this video now is thank all of these really generous people who took time, who spent money to send this stuff to me, and who packaged some really incredible gear to pass on to the veterans. So I'm going to take a few minutes here, go through all this stuff with all of you, just so I can thank you, and so you know this is going to really get to some wonderful use in the hands of veterans. I'll be passing this stuff along to Amanda Thompson. She's the Pittsburgh Project Healing Waters coordinator. She's been doing just phenomenal things in the Pittsburgh area. I can't wait to get this stuff to her. And I don't even know what a lot of this stuff is. I didn't open the majority of these boxes because I wanted it to be a surprise for kind of all of us together. So with that said, let's start opening some of this stuff. Okay, so the waders are back. I'll tell you just a brief story about these waders. Whenever I created the initial Project Healing Waters collection video asking for donations, I posted it to my Facebook page. And one of my friends, one of my colleagues, Kelly McDonald, sent me a message and said, Tim, I have some stuff for you. Can you pick it up? She's a teacher in the same school district where I work. She donated a pair of hip waders. These were her father's. Kelly, thank you so much for donating these. These will definitely get put to good use. And Kelly also did the one thing that I tell people not to do. She made a financial contribution and she gave it to me. I tell people, please don't do this. Donate through the website. But Kelly, thank you so much. It's a very significant contribution, and for your waders too. Thanks for taking the time to do that. Okay, the next one is now open. This one is from Tim Hackman. Tim is also from Pennsylvania, just like me. He included a little note for all of us, and the note reads, here you go, Tim. I hope these are satisfactory. I'm still very much an amateur tyer, but I hope these will be of some value. If they're not up to standard, feel free to dispose of them. Tim, they are. At any rate, I was humbled and honored to at least attempt to tie and send them. As a veteran myself from 1966 to 1969, I want to thank you for what you're doing for the veterans and to thank you again for your instructive fly tying videos. And then Tim goes on to talk about Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Tim, thank you so much for this donation. And for those of you now watching, Tim has sent 4 fly boxes just loaded with some awesome patterns. I recognize some of these. There's some mop flies in here. I don't know how you got the idea to tie those. Tim, these are just some incredible flies that you've tied for all of us. For those veterans, they're going to love these things. Thank you so much. And more importantly, thanks for your service too. The next one comes to us from Fred Pucani, my buddy from Cannonsburg. Fred, thanks so much for taking the time to send all this. I just peeked inside, and it is loaded with fly tying goodies. So many incredible things. I felt like there's even some hooks down here. There's some thread. Fred, there's just so much stuff in here. You've been donating to this collection for a number of years, I believe. So thank you so much for taking the time, for doing all this, and I hope to see you soon, buddy. All right, let's open a couple more. This one is from Mr. Robert Williams. Mr. Williams is from Kentucky, so thank you so much for taking the time to send, this stuff all the way from there. All these bags are in this box. Some fly tying materials. I see some feathers, and then the heavy item. All of you can't see or feel how heavy this one is. It's an actual fly tying kit that includes some tools and a vise and a little beginner's guide for the veterans. Mr. Williams, thank you so much for taking your time to send this all the way from Kentucky. I guarantee there are going to be some veterans in the Pittsburgh area that will be using this stuff really soon. And then next, I want to share this package. This is from Ghost Tech. Ghost Tech is a new company, I believe, in Allentown, Pennsylvania. They're producing these Ghost Tech strike indicators. I just recently had the opportunity to use them. They're a really neat indicator. Thank you so much, Ghost Tech. I can't wait to get these in the hands of the veterans. There's lots of fly fishing opportunities for them out of this Pittsburgh chapter, and I hope that they start using these right away, and we can send you some pictures with these attached to the line and some fish at the bottom with some smiles from those veterans. So Ghost Tech, thank you so much for sending these our way. Okay, we have another special one here. This one is from Mr. Reuben Ryder out of Cornwall, New York. I've corresponded before with Reuben. Reuben, thank you so much, first of all, for taking the time for this. He did include a letter. It says, "Dear Mr. Cammisa, please call me Tim. Thank you for all that you do. As a veteran, I feel especially grateful that you and your family take the time to serve this group of people." Reuben, thank you so much for your sacrifice. The vest is small but good. He said really nice vest along the way. The vices are old but work. Why are you making excuses for this stuff? I looked through here. He's included 2 or 3 vices. They're wrapped, they're packaged so neatly. They're going to be awesome. Thank you, Reuben. The rest is all okay, is what he says. There's Orvis tippet in here. There are fly boxes, numerous fly boxes to load up. I can see 3 right now. Looks like there's some fly tying materials. There's some scissors from Hairline. There's a bunch of stuff in this box. It's a box loaded with goodies. Thank you. Reuben, which if you do choose to acknowledge in one of your videos would be good enough. I'm not looking for attention. I'm going to acknowledge you. Thank you for sending this. I just enjoy fly fishing, and I'm glad that others do too, and that some people will take the time to introduce others to this wonderful pastime. Well, Reuben, it's been great corresponding with you recently. Thank you so much for taking the time to send this our way, and I cannot wait to get this into the hands of the veterans. Glenn, thank you so much. We're really pulling from the Pennsylvania crowd this year. As I open this one up, I see just lots of fly tying stuff, a hare's mask, some tools, some threads. It looks like a couple containers loaded with flies. I see DVDs, a bunch of DVDs, entomology, indicator, tightline nymphing, geez, more DVDs, tons of fly tying materials. It looks like maybe a fly box or 2. Again, just like everything else, just another wonderful box just loaded up. Glenn, thank you so much for taking the time to send this our way, and I cannot wait to get it in the hands of a lot of these veterans from Pittsburgh. And we're finally to the last one, and this one comes to us from Darren at Piscator Flies. I've communicated with Darren online before. Darren also has a YouTube channel. Definitely check his out. It's youtube.com/Piscator Flies, which is spelled Piscatorflies. Darren, I believe, is out of Niagara Falls, New York. He wrote a note that was very similar to a few others, almost apologizing for what he sent. Darren, there are no apologies needed. Same for everybody else as I go through this. It's loaded with leaders from Rio. There are like 4 stacks like this. There are also sink tip. There are these braided loop, these line connectors. There are fly lines in here. If I lift up all this stuff, I'll find things like these straps that go on your tippet. There's a giant bag of fly tying materials and tools loaded at the bottom. Darren, thank you so much. This was just a wonderful donation. And with that said, thank you to everybody for just all of these incredible donations. Again, thanks to those of you who reached out to say you're looking up your local chapter in your area, you're going to try to find time to volunteer this year, or you've donated financially on the website. So that's just wonderful, because at the end of the day, That's what this is all about. Just creating an awareness about the great things that Project Healing Waters is doing. So thank you so much. I can't wait to get all this stuff loaded up in my truck and get it to Amanda, because I know she's just going to be excited to get this out and in use with all the veterans from the Pittsburgh area. Now, if you did send me something and you didn't see it here, that's probably because as of this recording, early April, the post office box is still open. I just like to leave it open for a couple more weeks after the official close of this because there are some stragglers. So if you didn't see your stuff here and you want to just check, just shoot me an email at tcammisa@gmail.com. But with all that said, thank you so much for making this Project Healing Waters Collection 2019 just another continued success. I look forward to doing it next year already. And I love that there are so many people along the way throughout the year that ask, hey, is it time for the collection yet? Is it time for the collection yet? And I am just always so excited to announce the start of it, just to get that awareness out there again. So with all that said, thank you so much everybody for taking the time to watch this video, send stuff, check out the Project Healing Waters website and everything else you've been doing along the way. I'll see all of you next time.